Roberto, many congratulations on your appointment. Have you enjoyed your first week at Tottenham Hotspur?
Yes, first of all, I'm proud. I'm happy to be here. I have to say thank to Vinay and Johan because they showed me a big confidence. And now I have to work. And now we have to make points. I'm sure about the level of the players because many players in the past I was very close to bring them in my former teams. They are working very well. I think I'm not better than Thomas Frank or Igor Tudor because I consider them very good coaches. I try to bring my style, myself, my character, my personality, my passion to help the player to first of all to show their qualities because they have a lot of qualities, and then to reach to achieve our target because is the most important part now is our target.
Sounds like they've enjoyed your training too. Now you've worked with them for a week, are you even more confident that you can keep this huge club in the Premier League?
Yes. I knew before to work with them. I understood that they are good guys. The fans are. They have to be happy because all players are good guys. They are suffering for this difficult situation. I want to see on the game because during the week is easier, but I think the voice inside of the pitch is changed. I observed them at the beginning of my time last week, and now I'm more positive for sure.
Many Spurs fans are very happy with your appointment. If there are some that are still having concerns, what is your message to them?
Well, I have no any message because also in the last game against Nottingham Forest they were fantastic before the game. No, the message is for my staff, for my players. We have to deserve their support because the fans are suffering like us, like the players. But for the fans, there is just one club, just one team. The player can change team, club, but for the fans is unique their club. So we have to make happy our fans, playing well with the right spirit, with the right attitude, with the right behavior on the pitch, and then I think it's easier to make points.
Charlie.
Roberto, welcome
Thank
to
you.
Tottenham. I suppose the big question on a lot of people's minds is why do you take on this job at this particular time? Because of course the club are locked in a relegation battle, so why now?
Why now? Because you can consider, depend on your angle you look at the situation. From my perspective, was a big opportunity because Tottenham is one of the most important club in Premier League. Premier League is the best league in the world. I love the qualities of the players. We have a lot of specific player for my style. And then there was a crucial part. There was 12 days before the first game. And for me it was important to have not too much time, but 10 days, more than 1 week. I thought it could be important to understand the problems. I don't want to give too many principles, too many instructions on the pitch if we are speaking about just football, but organization with the ball, without the ball. And I hope in 1 week, 10 days, to reach this target for me.
Obviously, you and the club have been hit with a big blow, knowing that Mohamed Kudus has suffered an injury. Can I just confirm, what's the nature of the injury, and does it rule him out for the rest of the season and maybe even the World Cup?
Yes, I started with too big lucky, but yes, Kudus was in my head a crucial player, especially for the position. But we have to look forward anyway. I think we have a lot of very good attackers, and we have to help them, to put them in the best condition to show their qualities, because Colomoni, I know, is not playing a great season, but is a good player. I know him, like Matistel. I wanted him in Marseille when I was in Marseille. Xavi Simons is a big talent. Richarlison, Solanke, you know, maybe better than me. And so we have to put them in the best condition we can.
And how is Guglielmo Vicario doing after his hernia surgery? And can any other players come back for this game against Sunderland?
No, Vicario is not ready for this game. I hope he can back earlier next week, but I don't know yet. Betancourt is working with us, but not completely. But we are enough to fight, to play, and to make points.
Hi Roberto, welcome back
Thank
to
you.
England.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Very good to see you. And you must be very confident about keeping Spurs up, because we understood there is no break clause in your contract if they were to go down. Is that correct?
Bravo. Listen, I believe to keep the Premier League, first of all, has to be clear for everyone, because I want to work in Premier League, and I think I deserve to work in Premier League. But the main sense of my work is more than league. And anyway, if I sign my contract in April, I have to be ready to stay no matter what in the next season. So I want to stay focused on Sunderland and the other 6 games again. But my idea is very clear.
There's been talk for much of this season about some of the players maybe wanting to leave in the summer. Is that part of your job as well? Because you've said, I'm staying here. I want to convince them to stay as well.
No. It's not important for me now. Now we have to push all together, all players, all staff, all people inside of training ground, all fans inside of the stadium, to achieve our goal. And then we will see. For sure, I don't want player if they don't want to stay. I have my contract is for 5 years. For sure, I want to say my opinion in transfer market session, because I am a coach. But I want to see the player happy to work in this club. At all.
My final question, you mentioned your style quite a few times. It was good to watch at Brighton, I have to say. And Spurs fans like a certain style, going back to the 70s with Glenn Hoddle and Ozzy Ardiles and right through. Your style and Spurs, are they the ideal marriage, the ideal fit?
But listen, my style is one part about the style of play, and one part about the character, the personality. I have no time enough to work in the principle or in build up so much or in the last 20 meters. I want to give organization with the ball and without the ball, 2-3 principle without the ball, 2-3 principle for more, something more in ball possession, in offensive phase, and that's it. What I want to do, what I want to achieve immediately, is the character, is the right spirit, the right courage to play, to attack, because the DNA of this club, of this squad, is to find the goal, to score. And I can, in this part, I can be able to transfer, not in too much time, my principle. Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Roberto, you obviously know a lot of these players from the outside. Are there any in this last week of training that have surprised you when you've seen them really up close and personal? Maybe younger players like Archie Gray, Lucas Bergvall, anyone?
In the last period, I watched a lot of games, especially of Tottenham. Yes, one thing is to watch the game at home, and the different things is to work with them on the pitch. We have very big players, young players, Bergvall, Archie Gray, Matistel, Xavi Simons, but anyway we have older players very important as Van der Ven. Van der Ven is a crucial player for me, like Romero, like Porro, like Solanke. I want to see again the same Gallagher I loved in Chelsea time. And I think I'm lucky because I have a big confidence in my players, in their qualities, and for me, my target is to help them to play well, to enjoy with the ball, because their characteristics are very clear for me.
You've only brought in 2 coaches with you that you've worked with in the past. I mean, is that? I think you normally bring at least 6-7 people that you know with you. Does that make it any more difficult to get your ideas across when you don't have people you know around you?
Ho portato solo 2 coach, stavolta di solito porto 6-7 persone, è più difficile quando non ci siano tanti.
But it's totally different, this situation, because we have no time to work like in Brighton time or in Marseille or in another place I've been, and I don't want to put confusion inside of the players. They have to be with a clear plan of the game, and not too much instruction, not too much to think. Yeah, they have to run. What is the ball? They have to play with courage, with personality, and they have to fight. Just it. For me, my demand is to show the right spirit I want to see.
Just the final one from me. You signed a long contract. Normally at clubs, you spent a certain amount of times at different clubs, maybe not long term. What makes you think that Tottenham is the one that maybe you settle down for longer?
Cosa che le fa pensare, visto che in passato non è mai stato così tanto tempo in un club solo, cosa le fa pensare che Tottenham sia?
I don't know. I stay 3 years in Sassuolo, and then I left from Ukraine when the war started. No, in Brighton I left for different problems, and in Marseille maybe the same. I would like to stay 4 or 5 for a long time. I don't know how many years, but in Marseille like this, because in Marseille my idea was to stay for a long time, And then you have to speak with the club, and when you have different view of the football or the other things, you have to leave money and you have to leave. And but in my plan, for sure, there is the idea to stay for a long time, to try to put Tottenham. I'm not speaking about the titles, but because it's not a right moment now. But to put Tottenham to stay in the first position in Premier League, because there are all parts to reach that level.
Okay, we'll end the broadcast section there, move on to the embargoed section for 10:30 p.m. tonight. Go on, no microphone.
I'm going to ask in English. About that.
Yeah.
When you think about it, in Tottenham, you have two clear plans. One, to keep the team in the Premier League this season. Two, work to build the Tottenham for the future. How much you can start doing the second part right now, and how much you need to keep this club in the Premier League to achieve what you want to achieve?
How much?
How much you have to focus on?
No. The focus is just on Sunderland. The focus is to take my focus on the game of Sunderland, and then Brighton, then Wolverhampton, one step per time.
What day do you think you can save this club?
Cosa ti fa pensare che può salvare il Tottenham?
The qualities of the players, the guys are they know the situation is very difficult, but if you watch Liverpool, Tottenham, if you watch also Atletico Madrid in Madrid, I think they showed their qualities, they show sometimes the right spirit, and we have to show 90 minutes, and we have to believe in ourselves, because the most important part in football is the mental part. You are used to speaking too much about the style of play, the tactical disposition, blah blah blah. By the end, the mental part is crucial in every work, especially in football, especially in this moment in Tottenham.
Final question for me. How do you think you're being received by the players? What kind of attitude do you see from them?
But they are working very, very well. I'm not surprised, but it's not normal, no? After, I don't know, we didn't win too many games in 2000, 2005, and we haven't won any game so far in 2000, 2006. And so can you imagine the atmosphere inside of the dressing room, of the training ground, but it's not like this. I saw the player with energy, with the passion. When in the meeting room we have spoken about football, about 2-3 principles, they were on with the right focus. So I'm positive for that.
Tom.
Vicario available, Anthony Kinski would be the obvious place for it. It would be his first game since that Atletico Madrid match.
Yeah.
It was a remarkable game and incident for him. What have you done to help his confidence get ready for this?
Listen, good question, because I didn't speak yet with him, because I think he doesn't need to speak too much. I have confidence. He has to be strong, but he's strong enough. He has to show what he can do, not more and not less. And I think his qualities are enough to play in Tottenham, and the players, the other players, believe in him, and he has to stay calm, in confidence. He's playing in Tottenham, so he has to be stronger than the mistakes, and to move on and stop.
And you mentioned Conor Gallagher. I believe you were interested. He was one of the players you thought about signing at Brighton. You mentioned Xavi Simons as well. Both of those players so far in their Tottenham career have struggled to hit the heights that we know they can achieve. What can you do to bring more out of those two individuals?
More?
Per far ottenere più finora non hanno raggiunto il loro potenziale al Tottenham.
Two parts. One part on the focus on the ball, on the pitch, to put them in the best position, the favorite position they feel, for sure, and the mental part. I think for Gallagher is not so easy, no, because he left from Chelsea after I don't know how many seasons. He went in Atletico Madrid, now in Tottenham. In this moment for Tottenham, he was a leader in Chelsea, and now he has to adapt a new club, a new teammates, new stadium, new everything, no? And I have to help him to put as a target the Gallagher in Chelsea. And the other players, the position on the pitch, Kudus was one player because he already knew what I demand for the winger, and the whole player, one part mental side and one part on the pitch, and to give more solution when we have the ball, and change the focus from the defensive phase in offensive phase, because if we have to concede goal, we concede goal. But the DNA of these players, of this club, of these players, is to keep the ball and to try the condition to score, not to preoccupati,
not to be worried about the thing.
Yeah.
And just lastly,
because we need to win the game.
I know you've been asked why now. We know that Tottenham would have liked to hire you after Thomas Frank left. You didn't come then when the team was in a less perilous position in the league table. There's been a lot of talk about how much you're getting paid here, whether that comes into it, and why you would risk your reputation at this point, given the situation that Tottenham find themselves in. They could be relegated. Have you got a response to that?
Praticamente sì, sappiamo che il Tottenham la voleva già dopo che è andato via Thomas Frank, e c'è un sacco di parole sul perché è venuto adesso e quanti soldi le danno, qualsiasi cosa, eccetera. C'è una risposta da dare al suo adesso?
No, you can find the right answer in my history, because I left a lot of money in my life, and the money never changed my focus on my work. I was in Marseille, and for me Marseille was a special place. I didn't say goodbye yet to my former fans, my former club, because I didn't want to make any polemic, and in that moment was good to stay at home. For me, it's not a problem this situation for Tottenham. When you come in this club, you have not to decide depends on the situation in that moment. You have to be a longer vision. Normally now the focus is on this season, these 7 games, to keep Premier League, and then we will see.
Any
you give us an idea of what you have been doing for 10 days since you came? What has been, besides training, what has been happening for you?
Cosa ha fatto negli ultimi 10 giorni a parte allenare?
I have had a lot of individual meeting with the players. A lot. I spoke with all players. I analyze Sunderland because after tomorrow there is a tough game because Sunderland is playing a great season. Very good players and very good coach, and stop. I have no time to think to other things. Just football, just meeting with the players, just to organize and to transfer and to find the right way, the best way to transfer my idea. 2, 3, not too many ideas, but 2, 3 ideas I want to see on the pitch from Sunday, and nothing.
Can you tell us anything about 1 or 2 of your key principles, 1 or 2 things you want the players to do?
After Sunday I call you and I explain.
Not necessarily tactical principles, but when...
No, tactical with the ball. I want to keep the ball. I want to see again that Tottenham I watched with Postecoglou, because in the first season when I was in my second season in Brighton, there was Postecoglou here with a lot of these players, and was one of the best team in terms of quality of play, with Pedro Porro, with Udoge, with Van der Ven and Romero in build-up, and I would like to see again.
Do you have an idea why this has been lost?
I don't know.
And finish with Sam, please.
Roberto, hi. Were you surprised by the backlash to you taking over as Tottenham manager around your Mason Greenwood comments? And secondly, are you confident that things will calm down as you take your first game?
È stato sorpreso della reazione relativamente quando è stato fatto il manager del Tottenham per i commenti che ha fatto su Mason Greenwood, e pensa che questo smetterà questa situazione?
No, but I prefer speaking in Italian this part, no? No, non sono sorpreso, mi è un po' dispiaciuto, perché mi è dispiaciuto se qualcuno si è sentito offeso, ma devo ripetere quello che ho detto l'altra volta. Su questo argomento sono molto sensibile, molto toccato, un po' per me, per come sono fatto io, un po' perché ho una figlia femmina, e quindi devo ripetere quello che ho detto l'altra volta. Sono sempre stato contro, sempre, a ogni tipo di violenza, soprattutto alle donne, ma non solo violenza, se non anche le battutine o cose sessiste. E ho una figlia femmina e questa cosa mi tocca in prima persona, però so chi sono io, so che valori ho, so come sono come persona, quindi non mi ha dato fastidio, solo un po' dispiaciuto, tutto qua.
Well, I wasn't surprised. I was a bit sorry that it happened, because and I apologize if somebody took offense with that, but I need to repeat what I've already said, because it's part of who I am. I'm very touched by this situation. I have a daughter, and I need to repeat this. I've made it clear, and I want to make it clear again. I've always been against any sort of violence, or even just sexist jokes or anything against women. That's part of who I am, and especially because I have a daughter, I know very well this as well, and I'm touched like directly. I know what my values are. So I wasn't surprised, and I'm sorry if I offended, but if anything, I was a bit sorry that it happened. I was.
Do you hope the fans that were upset will accept your apology?
Spero che i tifosi quindi accetteranno questa sua scusa. lasceranno la situazione.
Sì, anche perché questo argomento non lo riaprirò più io, adesso ho già parlato nella prima intervista, ho parlato questa volta, quindi non è più neanche corretto tornare ancora su questo argomento.
Yes, I'm hoping we can move on, also because I'm certainly not going to go back on this topic. I spoke about it in my first interview, I'm speaking about it again now, I'm hoping we can move forward.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.